Yes, I am in charge here today. But you are running a constitutional democracy. I will appeal to you to summon the governors. Some of them, call them up. I'm doing my best to improve the revenue of the country and giving them their due. But they must equally be sympathetic to the populace, and they must consider the need of the local people. People reside in the local government. People are in the local community. That is where they reside. That is where they feed. That is where they garden. That is where they cook. That's where they farm. We have 774 local government. It's just a number. Is it effective? Is it reaching the real people? Who is being held accountable for this money? And when we want the votes, we go to the locals. When we get the votes, we move to Abuja.
As much as this looks good, it looks revolutionary, right? I'm seeing a lot of people commenting the president spoke truth, 100% truth and all that. I think it's the most definite thing I've heard from him, and I agree that it looks inspiring. But as beautiful as it is, it's beautiful nonsense. Absolute beautiful nonsense. It reeks of sheer hypocrisy, and I'll tell you why. I'll give an advice to Bola Tinubu based on this statement he has made. And because Nigerians are easily wowed with speeches, and that's why we keep getting it wrong. How can a president come in to gaslight Nigerians? And I'll tell you why I cannot accept this thing. First and foremost, is Bola Tinubu just realizing that the governors are the bedrock of development of a state? Because when he was on the neck of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, he probably forgot. He blamed Jonathan for every single thing. Just the way he's being dragged now, that's how he blamed Jonathan. And that was how Jonathan was removed. With all of the attendant international collaborations and all of the internal crisis that was used to displacing, demarketing, and removing Jonathan, suddenly Bola Tinubu now thinks that we should channel all our focus to state governors. That being said, the second counsel, or the second reason why this is beautiful nonsense, is that Bola Tinubu in itself, who is asking for us to hold governors accountable, doesn't allow for states, for citizens or residents of state to even by themselves choose their governors. So is he going to start to allow people to choose their governors? Is he going to stop using INEC to rig elections? Is he going to allow internal democracy to happen in his political party where people can make choices? Is he going to allow elections to be elections indeed and not selections or anointing that he does? So when states do not have quality governors or quality persons holding the trust of the people in these offices, you see expect them, say you are giving tips money and you expect the people to go, how? Come on, Tinubu, you dey whine. No, they do like that. Now we get sense pass like this. Stop it, sir. Stop. People do not have quality governors. Look at the door, for example. Look at how you forced a man that doesn't even know his left from right. Cannot see beyond his nose. He's governor. And you give that man money and you expect magic to happen. How? My father died very young. And one of the few things I heard him say was that, I don't know what I am going to leave for you, but I'm going to try to leave in you some things. Because he said clearly that if I'm not proud of what I'm leaving in you, whatever I leave for you will be waste. So inheritance, whatever it is only secondary. It is what you have built, the values and principles, the capacity of the son. And I'm his first son. And I'm happy I was able to learn all that. He didn't live so much. He died very young, like I said. But I'm sure wherever he is, will be proud. So when you want to hold the people accountable, you must give it to somebody with capacity first. That's one. Then two, would you also help beg your governors to allow the people to be able to ask them questions and hold them accountable? Because this is you saying that we should go and hold our governors accountable. But some of these governors are akberos. They are tout. And they have lose their backing dogs to be on us shouting. They are threatening us to say we can't come back to our state. We don't have a right to have a conversation of how our state is run. Can you also tell the governors to allow people like us to have a say in the running of the government? Look at the one that is happening in Edo State now, my state. All of his attendant dogs and leopards, and some of them are even cockroaches and mosquitoes. They are on the street or social media shouting down anybody that cares to listen. Don't talk to this governor. No, it's not my governor. So how do I hold him accountable if I cannot even call his name? I never shout. I have never insulted the governor. As popular as his D7 name, I, common sense, have never called him that name once. I've never called him D7. Yeah. And I say that, go bring it out. I've never called him D7. All of the most as popular as that name. But because I just say you are not doing well here, you have done well here, his dogs are everywhere backing. So, sir, would you also tell them to allow us talk? Thirdly, Your Excellency, are you also going to allow the organ, the instrument, the system created by the Nigerian state to watch, checkmate, audit these governors to allow them work? Because you are giving them money. So the people can only shout, you are holding them. So what if they don't use the money? What are we going to do, sir? Would you allow EFCC, ICPC, the Bureau of Public Enterprise, and all other attendance structures and systems created by state to deal with these guys? Would you stop luring them or bullying them into your party? Would you stop using your party as umbrella or broom? I don't know how to work it out, but will you stop protecting them from the people, from the states? You give them money, they have many billions. If they don't use it, what are we going to do? And so tomorrow they come down and shout, say, Baba, your marriage shall stand, they are forgiven. They are giving more offices. So stop gaslighting us. Tinubu didn't whine. Stop gaslighting us. And now to the people. And this is it. Because a lot of this is, I've seen a lot of narratives on social media. I just kept quiet. We are back to this point. The problem with us is that we are uneducated. And so when some speech like this comes out, all of us begin to run with it. Sir, can I remind you that in the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, second schedule, it is very clear that there are items, about 68 items on the exclusive list, where power is exclusive to the federal government. There is a concurrent list where there is shared responsibility between the states and the federal government. And there is a residual list, which of course is not a law, but like in doctrine of what wasn't itemized or mentioned in the exclusive and concurrent list now falls under the residual. And the residual is even taken. It means that the state exclusively has rights to handle it. There's also a local government doctrine in all of that, right? In the exclusive list, account, for example, awards and several other things, quite a long list. Defense, a lot. Trades, loans, a lot of these things, they are under the purview of the federal government. Is the federal government dealing with that at the moment? Are we proud of our currency? Is our commerce working? So, sir, your job is not to raise revenue. Defend us, protect us, secure us, sir. Secondly, in the concurrent list, there is also shared responsibility between the state and the federal government. Issues about healthcare, education, a lot more. Commerce, for example. There are things, and when I mean education, I'm talking about post-education, post-primary education. There are things in the... So, sir, are you also good? Are you doing your own part before we go and ask governors? Is the presidency, is the federal government of Nigeria fixing those issues? Before you come and begin gaslighting Nigerians. You can gaslight the idiot, not us that knows what we are doing. Excuse me.